I think for me, the police broke the trust when they broke the non-molestation order themselves, and following that, they didn't seem to be very interested at all.
Recovering from an abusive relationship, Kathy, not her real name, told me that although she reported her partner to the police, her ordeal did not stop there.
There needs to be recognition that domestic abuse is the sum of its parts, that it is a crime on every level. I remember feeling that I'd been so abused, that I'd been abused in every single way that a woman could be abused, and I just felt so awful about my life. I didn't want to live and I didn't want to die. It was somewhere in the middle, which is just the most horrendous place to be in.
Despite ad campaigns like this one, there's criticism that thousands of perpetrators of domestic violence are getting little more than a slap on the wrist. Figures released by Labour show that the number of cases dealt with by community resolution, which can involve a written or oral apology, have doubled.
The idea of taking an abuser back to see the domestic violence victim for a state-sanctioned apology to make amends, I think is just dangerous. Far too often, victims are trapped in a cycle of abuse that outsiders don't take seriously, and community resolutions risk perpetrating.
Celia's mother was murdered by her partner, despite having told the police she feared for her life.
It's a systemic thing and it's absolute negligence. So the lack of understanding and the quality of service is, it needs a complete shake-up, the whole system, and it's ours to change. So the fact that a slap on the wrist, these community resolutions just aren't enough. My mum is dead. She's not just a statistic. She was a really beautiful person.
The government said it is not acceptable for the police to use out-of-court settlements for serious criminality, and that is why the government is already reviewing how they are used. Kathy's abuser had a history that she says should have alerted the authorities to the seriousness of her case.
I feel completely let down, and actually the police, I feel although they tried to help, they didn't actually help at all. In fact, they probably made me, as a person, feel worse, because they made me feel like I just got what I deserved.
She believes unless more is done now, other women will suffer in future. För Sky News.